Infused with essential oils like boutique fragrances.
Yes, it's great.
Get Glenn's newest holiday fragrance.
Me? Guys.
What?
Are you taping you playing?
No, I'm not taping me playing. I'm taping me doing something on here. And it's a little...
You tell me rather than straight and start acting like kittens?
What are you doing?
I'm annoying people.
What?
How?
It's a verb. Look, I'm not asking you.
Does it matter?
What are you doing?
Just walk in, so...
Sam, does it matter?
Now,
Basically just following them and never leaving them alone.
Alright, man.
Planet's new controversial series. They say us, they run. When they're running, they're not whaling. Their mission, stay alive and save whales. Not necessarily in that order. This episode, new episodes are available the day after they air. With Channel 1 on demand from Comcast. And catch all new episodes of Whale Wars. Friday nights at 9 on Animal Planet.
Interrogator who spent 14 years in the United States Air Force. His new book is called How to Break a Terrorist. The U.S. interrogators who use brains, not brutality, to take down the deadliest man in Iraq. Please welcome to the show, Matthew Alexander. Sir? Thank you for coming on the show. It's called How to Break a Terrorist. That is clearly a very uncomfortable chair. Matthew Alexander, though, Matthew Alexander is not your real name.
No, it's not.
But this is the real you.
This is the real name.
And you know that you are being broadcast right now.
I am perfectly familiar with that.
So how do you reconcile, or are you, what is the fear of somebody finding out who you are? Because I would think that going on television, there is a real danger that someone will, not on this program, but my guess is you will do some network shows.
I had to make a decision before I wrote the book about whether or not I would come out and talk about this subject in general, about whether or not there's better ways to do interrogation and not torture. And I made a decision that that was the right thing to do for our country, to change the system, to stop the torture, and to move on to a better way of interrogating people. And for me, that's worth the risk.
And who are you, because it sounds to me like the people that are trying to stop you, you're saying the U.S. military? I would think that your fear was Al-Qaeda would find out your identity. You're saying it's the U.S. military that wants to stop you.
Well, I had problems getting the book published. I had to sue the Department of Defense to get through the review process. And there is resistance within the military to my ideas that we don't need torture and negotiate better.
It would seem to me that to have our humanity broadcast throughout the world might not necessarily be a bad thing. I would think it would be in our best interest if other countries would be like, hey, you know what? They actually don't electrocute our genitals. They get us to talk by not. Why isn't that a positive?
Well, I talk in the book about, I tell my interrogators, the things that make you a good interrogator are the same things that make you good Americans. And it's good for us to get that message out there. And
you're saying watch a lot of TV.
Watch a lot. Very effective in the interrogation booth. Ironically, a great thing that helps you in the interrogation booth is humor, because it helps to build a relationship and an atmosphere of trust between two people. And it's those relationships of trust that
joked around with. Now, are you joking around? Do you speak to them in Arabic?
No. We have interpreters with us in the booth. In most cases, I talk about some people in the book who spoke fluent English, and we interrogated entirely in English.
Right. What if your interpreter, would your interpreter have been trying to go, yeah, that's not funny? Like, you come in and you make a joke, and the guy's trying to be like,
Well, what's funny is Iraqis have some jokes. In fact, some of my detainees told me jokes, and the interpreter would get it because they were from Iraq. And I wouldn't. I don't get that one.
Is it all like 3 Americans walk into a bar? It blows up. This is about getting Zarqawi. Now, what is your methodology? You would seek to find common ground with them. Does it take too long? Because the thing we constantly hear about is we're taking time off.
Right. Well, when I was in Iraq, we were dealing with 50 time bomb every day. People that we captured, they were behind suicide bombings. So many of them, they had information right then and there that could have saved lives. But we knew that if we resorted to torture to get that information, that Al-Qaeda would have used that to recruit more fighters in the future. And so it would have been counterproductive to what we're trying to accomplish there.
Did you ever see coercive methods pay off?
No, I never saw coercive methods. In fact,
Because they'll say, the administration always says, yes, we waterboarded a couple of guys, yes, we've done some things, but it saved lives.
when I was in Iraq, the few times that I saw people use harsh methods, it was always counterproductive. Because the person hunkered down, they were expecting us to do that, and so they just shut up. And then I'd have to send somebody in, build back up rapport, reverse that process, and it'd take us longer to get information.
Did you ever face resistance from your interrogators? The guys you were, would they ever say to you, because I can imagine in a war zone, you do dehumanize, especially these are people who are trying to kill you. And it's very easy to go in there and dehumanize them and want to punch them. I don't know that I'd have the self-control not to. Would you face resistance from the interrogators themselves?
Yeah, and some people didn't buy into my idea that we should use approaches based on rapport and respect and develop a relationship and then leverage that to get people to cooperate. I tell a story in the book of a imam named Abu Ali who was caught blessing suicide bombers. And the first thing he said to me was, if I had a knife, I'd cut your throat. And
So he did not open with humor.
No.